Hello friends, my name is Pearl, P-E-A-R-L, Pearl, Pearl ASMR, and I'm so glad that you are here today with me. Today, do you like that sound? Okay, today I am going to answer 29 questions about me. I got these questions from a few videos. Probably half of them came from Spanish speaking folks and half of them were written in English. So I conjugated all of them. So I have my papers here of my questions in both languages. Some of you may have seen I did a video in Spanish the other day answering the questions, and now I'm going to do one in English for you all. So hopefully you get a little better sense of who I am. I'm not a private person normally. I actually share quite a bit, but obviously on YouTube, I'm not dumb either. I know I need to not share everything that I would normally share. So I might have a few questions I don't answer because of that. But anyway, let's begin. If you have any fun facts about yourself, I'd love to hear about you. Feel free to comment below. Okay, anyway, why did you decide to start doing ASMR? I decided because I wanted to give back to the ASMR community. Like, I'd been watching ASMR videos for several years, and I just felt like, oh, I should do something to give back, honestly. And I started my channel at the beginning of quarantine back in April, so it was honestly just a good third space or flow activity for me. In occupational therapy school, we learned about the term flow, and that's your creative output, or your something that you make sure you look forward to every day or every week. And so this is my creative hobby. So I wanted to engage in a creative hobby. I tried drawing for a little bit, and I kind of liked it, but it was kind of stressful for me because I'm not very good at it. But maybe I'll do a drawing video. That would be kind of fun. I don't think anybody would watch it, but it'd be fun. And so I did it because of that, and because I wanted to offer something to the community too. What do you like most about occupational therapy? So for those of you who don't know, I'm studying occupational therapy, and I really like that we are so client-centered. I think we're a profession that offers a lot to the healthcare community because we're trained. We're literally spend years learning about how to be client-centered, and I think we're the only profession that does that. I'm not saying other professions can't do that. I just think that we are specifically trained in that skill. So I feel very good about an occupational therapist's ability, a good one. They're all good in some way. A good one's ability to go into the room and really make a patient or a client feel heard and feel like their ideas are being implemented into practice and feel like they're not alone. And I love that we can work anywhere, and you can work at a school, a hospital, community-based, anywhere with any population, babies, older adults, intellectual disability, autism, stroke, car accident issues, everything. I love that. I love the opportunities. Do you have or practice any hobbies such as singing, dancing, drawing, whatever? I kind of answered that. So this is my hobby, doing ASMR. I don't get paid for it or anything, so this is just my little hobby. It's not my job. Ooh, sorry, the person above me is walking around. I thought she was going to be doing work at her computer. So yeah, this is my hobby. I'm gonna be an OT. I don't need this. Luckily, I'm in a position where I don't need this. So it's just nice to have as a side gig. Or hobby. It's not a gig yet, it's a hobby. Would you have other animals besides cats? Ooh, I definitely want cats. As this question implies, that's correct. I do want cats. I would maybe have a lizard. I had some lizards growing up. But I don't want to say this because people get really defensive. I'm not a huge fan of dogs, you guys. Please don't get mad, but I'm just not. They're okay. I just don't feel anything special about dogs. I've had some bad experiences with them. I've never had a bad experience with a cat. So I personally think cats are cuter. Like when I look at a cat, I just want to hold it and be like, ah. And I just don't really feel that way about dogs through no fault of their own. I wish them all safety and happiness and love. I'm not gonna be the one to get a dog. But yeah, maybe a lizard. I'm kind of scared of fish, so probably not fish. Really, I just want a cat. My roommate did have a hedgehog. If you're watching, you know I'm talking about you. Sending you love. But my roommate had a hedgehog, and so maybe a hedgehog. My boyfriend really seemed to like it, so we could maybe do that. Do you all? What pets do you all have? I'd love to hear. Like, feel free to comment below or let me know on Instagram or something what kind of pets you have, especially if there's like a unique one that I should consider. So, would you live in a Spanish-speaking country? So just for those of you who only speak English on the channel, which is totally fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I am not fluent. I think I've gotten some comments where people think I'm fluent because, like, I can talk for a while in Spanish, but that does not mean I'm fluent. So I just want to make that clear. It's super sweet of you to say that and give me compliments on that, but I'm not fluent. Oh my goodness, you guys, so many noises today. I'm sorry. I wish I could control them. But would I speak in a Spanish-speaking country, or would I live in a Spanish-speaking country? I don't really want to leave the United States. I have my family here. I will have my license here. I like living here. The U.S. certainly has its problems, but I want to stay and work on those problems. So I don't think I would ever move outside of the country, but I love the idea of doing like a yearly visit if I have the means to, and it's safe to do so, a yearly visit to a Spanish-speaking country. So the next question is, when is my birthday? And for security purposes, I'm not going to share that as much as I want to, because the person who asked it was like, I just want to say happy birthday to you, and that is so sweet, and I so appreciate that. But I'm not going to share it, but I will say it's in the winter. So it's kind of around now, give or take a month or so. Yeah. If you have been in a country that speaks Spanish, how did they treat you? So I studied abroad in Costa Rica. That's how I learned Spanish. And the people there were, in my experience, I only can speak from my experience, and it was probably extremely obvious I was not from Costa Rica when I was there. You know, I didn't speak fluent Spanish or anything, and I probably looked lost. So people were very nice to me. And I feel like in the United States, I don't know if people are always nice. Like, if there's someone who appears to be lost or doesn't know, you know, appears maybe to be a tourist, I don't know if people are very nice to them. And that makes me sad. But when I was in, like, the major cities, San Jose and Costa Rica, people were very, very kind, very helpful. I didn't experience a lot of people going out their way to, like, talk to me or anything, which is fine. I probably would have been nervous about that, but a lot of people really went out of their ways to help me. I could share tons of stories about that. Really unbelievable, you guys. I'm not kidding. There's not a good word in English for this, but maybe some of you have heard of machismo. It's like catcalling and stuff like that. I'd experienced that a lot. I think that's commonplace for a lot of women from what I heard. But that happens here in the U.S. too. I don't want to make that sound like that's a Costa Rica issue. That certainly happens here, and I've had far more scary experiences in the U.S. than I have in Costa Rica. But machismo is a thing, of course. As it is probably in every country, unfortunately. Down with the patriarchy, right? Okay. What is your favorite color? Such a simple but sweet question. My favorite color is light blue. I like sky blue, like up above. I love sky blue. What Latin American countries have you been to? I have been to Costa Rica and Nicaragua. What is your favorite movie? It's an older movie that's called, it's All About Eve. It's from like the golden age of Hollywood. It stars, if any of you have ever heard of Bette Davis, she's one of my favorite actresses. I went through a phase when I was younger of watching the old Hollywood movies from the 40s and 50s and 60s. I love like the 50s and 60s movies. So it's an old black and white movie. And I said in my Spanish video, I I went on a little tangent about how, like, for me personally, I'm not a big fan of like action movies. That just doesn't draw me in, and I just don't care about them. But I love a movie that has really sharp dialogue, and this movie certainly does. Like, there's like no, like, the most action there is like Betty Davis running down the stairs. I heard Craig make a joke about that one time. But there's no action in it, it's just talking, and I love that. Very good acting. If it's a good acting performance, you've got me. So I don't care about action at all. Actually, I usually find it boring. But if someone can deliver sharp dialogue really well, whew, that's my jam. So All About Eve might be worth checking out. But I could see where the majority of people would probably find it boring by today's standards. I'm kind of the opposite, I think. Like, I find it way more interesting than today's movies. Some of them at least. Like the blockbusters. And that was like a blockbuster for its time. I think it's the movie that's won the most Oscars, actually. I'm very positive. Yeah, I think it's won the most Oscars. Or it's tied for the most Oscars. Are you married? No, I'm not married. I have been in my relationship with my boyfriend for over 3 years, though, so we are serious. I love him very much, even though he does not watch my channel because he cannot tolerate ASMR. It's like nails on a chalkboard for him. Okay, what is your favorite song? Viva La Vida by Coldplay. What is your favorite artist or singer? Coldplay. I like the music of Michael Jackson and his dancing. And who else do I like? I like they're not as popular, so I don't know how many people will have heard of them, but Caravan Palace and Jungle. Those are 2 bands I listen to a lot. What part of the United States are you from? I am from the Midwest. Again, for security reasons, I know it seems silly, but I don't share the specific state. Not that it really matters. There's like millions of people in every state, but I'm from the Midwest. Give or take a few hours from Chicago. I grew up near Chicago. And I want to stay in the Midwest. If you have not been here, please come visit. It is absolutely gorgeous here. The northern Midwest is gorgeous, and it's so underrated. Everyone always talks about the coasts, and those are beautiful too. I mean, I'm okay with people not coming here because it means it's more for us to soak in, but people are really nice here, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and no one talks about it. Like, no offense, California, but when I went to California, I was like, what is the big deal? I thought Wisconsin's way prettier. Okay, I'm being a little harsh, but California was very cool. But, you know, the part I was in, I was like, this is cool because it's new, but I don't think it's particularly pretty. Whereas, like, there's areas in Wisconsin and Minnesota and Michigan, they're just gorgeous, absolutely breathtaking. Like, they rivaled my experiences in Costa Rica. So beautiful. So I recommend it if you haven't been here. Okay, what is your favorite dessert? Honestly, I just like a plain vanilla sheet cake. Like from a grocery store. I love it. I love it. And my favorite food is, I love a well-cooked salmon and I love a well-cooked brisket. It's probably my favorites. I am trying to be a little more vegetarian with my diet, but I'm not going 100%, so I will still have salmon and brisket. How did you discover ASMR? I love this question. I discovered it. Well, you know, so growing up, I've talked about this in other videos. Growing up, I had ASMR all the time. If someone was touching my hair, or, you know, if you played the telephone game in school where someone would whisper into your ear, all that stuff, I would sit there, and I always called it being in a trance. That's the terminology I used, because I don't even think ASMR was a term then. What, 15, 20 years ago? I don't think it was a term. So I would always just say I was in a trance. And that's how I felt. And I think that's still accurate. And tingles feel like, for me, they feel more like a trance than they do like actual tingles. I'm just extremely relaxed. I very rarely get like the actual tingle sensation, and never beyond like the back of my head. It never like goes through my body. And I really only get that from in-person experiences, not as much through videos. Sometimes I do. But I discovered it through real life, and then I was watching, I think on like a Snapchat story or something, like one of the commercialized ones, W Magazine popped up, and they had a video with Gal Calcado, and she was doing, like W Magazine does their ASMR videos. I'm sure if you're an ASMR fan, you probably know that. Or if you don't, they're kind of cool, so go check them out. But so she did one, and I saved it. I was like, that's amazing. This is exactly what I've been looking for my whole life. I just had no idea what to call it. And I think, like, I eventually realized in the title it said ASMR. So I saved it. I'd play it over and over again whenever I felt like relaxing. And then I was like, oh, I should probably Google this term. And I Googled it, and that's changed my life for the better. Realized what it was. That was probably 3 years ago now. So I was kind of late to the game. What is your favorite activity when you feel sad? So first I'll say, I actually, I don't want to like jinx it, but I don't feel sad super often. That's not like a super common emotion for me. I more so feel anxious. Yeah, really, that's like 80% of what my feelings are is anxiety. So if I'm feeling anything or I feel the need to take a break, it's usually anxiety. So I usually take a bath. That always helps me. I hope it always does. Like warmth. I'll sit in front of my space heater. I'll take a bath. Deep breathing helps. And I just love to sleep. I always feel better when I sleep. So far, again, I don't want to jinx it. I'm a good sleeper. I can pretty much always fall asleep. There's like 2 nights a year when I can't from anxiety, and then I watch ASMR. But yeah, usually I can sleep or take a bath. But I've been a college student for so long, so I haven't had a bathtub regularly in years. So that's been kind of challenging for me, not gonna lie. Showers are not the same. They do not have the same effect for me. So I'm excited when I finally move back in with my boyfriend. I'm going to have a bathtub that has a very good, quick, it's like a smaller bathtub, so it fills up quickly, and he has really hot water in his apartment. I know I'm very lucky, but I'm gonna sneeze, you guys. I'm gonna sneeze. Listen to my sneeze. It's super quiet. Wait. No, I lost it. The one time I say I'm gonna sneeze, I lose it. Okay. How tall are you? I am 5 feet and almost 6 inches, like 5.5 half. Do you like ASMR eating videos? If so, would you do one? So, they're okay. I like gum chewing videos. If it's paired with like talking, I don't usually just listen to gum chewing, even though I've made videos like that before. But I like it if it's like part of a role play or like just a whisper ramble. Eating, I did watch Grace V with her Chick-fil-A videos the other day. Very rarely though. I very rarely am in the mood for that, but I don't mind it. I don't usually search it, but if I come across it, sometimes I watch. And I have done a couple. And I plan to do a cookie one soon. I actually posted about it on the community page to find out how many of you like ASMR eating. So I do plan on doing one soon, actually, with like these special European Christmas cookies I got. Will you do more role plays? Yeah, probably. They are definitely more challenging. Like you have to put more thought into them, but they're also more rewarding when you're done. What are your cats called? So the question in Spanish is, ¿Cómo se llama el gato malo? Like, what's the name of the bad cat? Because I would refer to the bad cats when my videos gets in the way. His name is Seamus, and there's another cat named Niblet, and they're not my cats. I live with a friend, a classmate, and her husband, and they're cats, but they are so cute, and Seamus loves to spend the day with me. He is my absolute best friend now. He is not bad by any means. I should not call him bad. With which other ASMRists would you collaborate? So I said in my Spanish one that I don't really have anyone in mind. Really whoever wants to. There's not anyone that I'm like, oh, I have to collaborate with them. It's more just like if I see someone who I think has good content and I think it seems nice and I would have fun working with. Sometimes I reach out and I'm like, hey, I've only done that like a couple times. But I'm like, hey, maybe in the future we could work on this. I'd probably have to do that when my field work is done. I'm probably a little too busy to do a collaboration right now, but I do think it'd be fun to try in the future. And I don't care who I do it with. Do I have any wishes or goals for the next year? Yeah, I really wish for safety and health, good health, and I don't want to say a return to normalcy because I don't think that's a good idea. I think we need to change some things. But yeah, I guess I would say safety and health. And some changes in the systematic issues in our country, both health-based, racial-based. Well, I shouldn't say our country, in my country. In the US, we have a lot of healthcare disparities, racial disparities. I hope there's some meaningful change in those areas too. And I would like to travel on a personal level. If it's safe to, I'd like to travel again. Okay, I kind of already answered this. So what countries have you been to? I have been to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and Canada. This one's my favorite word in Spanish. I mean, I don't really have one. And I don't really have a favorite word in English either. I guess, I didn't mention this in my Spanish one, but now that I think about it, I really do like the word viva. Like in Viva La Vida, I like that word. Like live, viva. I do like that word a lot. Actually, I'd probably say that's my favorite Spanish word. I wish I thought of that in the Spanish video. Why did you live in Costa Rica? I was studying abroad. And I did some, like a research project there and took Spanish classes. Do you feel comfortable making videos in Spanish? I don't know, comfortable's not really a good word to gauge it with. I feel like they're more challenging, obviously, because I have to think about, I'm not fluent, so I have to think about every word I'm using, basically. Some things come very quickly I don't have to think about, because it's like muscle memory, but overall, I always have to Google a couple words before I do a video. I'm always learning. I would say overall, yes, I feel comfortable, but that's because I'm not a perfectionist at all, which is probably super obvious if you watch this channel. I don't edit things out. If I make a mistake, I'm like, whatever, I'll leave it in there. I'm just not a perfectionist, which, I personally am glad I'm not. Sometimes I wish I were a little more, but overall, I'm pretty happy with my level of attention to detail and caring. So I think I'm comfortable making them because I'm okay with not being perfect with my Spanish. I'm okay if it doesn't make total sense. I'm okay with just trying. This is for me. I love you all, and I do wish you all well, but this channel is for me as much as it is for anybody else. So if it's a good chance for me to speak Spanish and practice and have fun with it, I don't really care if someone else doesn't really like it. So that makes it more comfortable for me. If I cared a lot, I would not be comfortable at all because I'm not anywhere near fluent. If that makes sense. Okay, couple more questions. What words are most difficult in Spanish? I can't roll my R's. I just can't do it. I've tried for years. I can't do it. I will never be able to do it, I'm sure. Does anybody else in your family speak Spanish? No, my mom speaks a little bit. She can kind of understand basic topics and sentences, and she can throw together a sentence if she thinks about it, but I wouldn't say she speaks it. And my last question, what is your favorite season? My favorite season is summer, and my second favorite is fall. I really don't like in the US or in the Midwest, January through March are my least favorite months. I don't really like April that much either unless it's warmer. So definitely June through November I really like. So alright, you guys. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you got to know me a little better. If there's more questions, feel free to comment or let me know. Maybe I can make another video in the future. I'm so glad that you're here, and let me know if there's anything fun you want to tell me about yourself. I'd love to hear about you too. I wish we could all share our answers to these questions. But you guys take care of yourselves, okay? And I'll see you next time.